But just as God says to Joshua, I will give you the land, Joshua has to walk it out. And just as God has given you salvation, we still have to work out and walk out our salvation in grace. And so let me give you 5 ways for you to walk in grace. First is this. If you're taking notes, write this down. Grace is not a gift that we receive. Grace is a gift that we receive, not achieve. You can't earn it. You don't deserve it, but it is available for you. And all you have to do is say yes to Jesus. The second thing is God gives more grace when we need it the most. You will never run out of grace. He is an inexhaustible well of grace. And the more you need it, the more God gives it to you. Grace is to be used, it's not to be abused. Just because God gives us grace doesn't mean we have to waste it. We don't just wake up one morning and say, well, God's going to forgive me, so I might as well go do whatever I want today. No, because we know that God loves us, it is a joy for us to follow after him. And so we don't abuse the grace that God has given, but instead we use the grace that God gives. Number 4, if you have been shown grace, then you must show grace to others. We're looking around the church right now. Redemption Church is not a perfect church, but we are a church who serves a perfect God. And we're making progress together. And so if you have been shown grace, then we must be a church that is willing to show and extend grace to others. And then number 5, God's grace is bigger than our mistakes. You might be here today and you think you've messed up, you've done too much, you've ran too far, but I want you to know you cannot outrun the loving kindness of God. You cannot outrun the never giving up, the always forever, the never ending kind of love. You cannot outrun the Hesed of God. You cannot outrun his goodness. You cannot outrun his graciousness, and you cannot outrun his generosity. For as high as the heavens are to the earth, that's the God that we serve. That by him, to him, for him, through him, all things have been made. He will find you. He will love you. He will bless you. He will change you. He will save you. He will restore you. He will reconcile you. And he'll bring you back into relationship with him. That's the God that we serve. That's the God that we believe in. That's the God of the Bible that we teach. That's the God that I know. That God is faithful to fulfill his promises. He will do it in your life.